Hello, welcome everybody to another episode.
Of
Today
random rants,
of
yeah.
Random Rants. Today is episode number 7. Somehow, when I think of 7, I think of rainbow.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? I don't know
that's
why.
a rainbow. It has more colors, by the way.
Rainbow colors is a pride bench.
Okay.
So, yeah. Mm, that's also a good point. We'll come back to that, I think.
Okay.
But the topic for today is
Perception, isn't it?
perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on perception?
A colleague of mine once said that there is no reality, there's only perception.
Mm-hmm.
And what the
Oh.
customers buy is perceived value.
Mm,
So there are no, or the price is too high, or it's too expensive, or it's too complicated,
mm,
or it's too simple. It's
mm,
all a perception.
mm,
So if you can manage a perception,
mm.
then you can manage to work that in your advantage. So there is no reality, there's only perception, and each man has their own perceptions.
Oh my God.
Was that too deep?
No. It felt like the key to unlocking sales or something like that. Like this should be part
Uh,
of a master class.
Maybe I should write a book,
Or maybe you
The Art
should.
of Perception.
The art of sales. I don't know. Your
Uh,
perception, yeah,
uh,
could be. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, beautifully said. Thank you, by the way. Perception can we can talk about a lot of things. Okay, what should we start with? So for example, these days when we were coming on the road highway,
mm.
we were seeing mirage.
Mirage, yeah.
Yeah, mirage itself is a perception. Oh my God, think about it. Like having to see, especially imagine if you're thirsty. I'm feeling thirsty right now for some
Okay.
reason, but you're thirsty in the desert, and then you see this mirage water body, the kind of excitement that you would have had to, and then to only walk and this gets further away and away and away. It doesn't make any sense. It's a crazy feeling to have, to be honest.
Mm.
But that's a perception, that's a physicality of nature. If you go one step more, maybe also uh, when things are underwater. We're talking about it recently, about something
Underwater.
yeah, that kind of bent because we were trying to look into that smell thingy in the car.
Yeah. So refraction, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but just because the medium changed, the vision changed. I keep thinking about this, like, okay, so we are experiencing Earth like this, we are seeing these colors. I always feel curious about how do animals see it. Are they seeing green? Maybe they are seeing red in their eyes. It's like that the greens are reds, or what are the sounds that they are hearing, or are they hearing the same bird noise? What is the intensity? So dogs can smell. Oh my God. What would they be feeling when they walk into this garden, for instance? Do they smell the lavender, the grass?
I think dogs see it in black and white. I don't think they see color, right? I think dogs don't see color. I could be wrong.
I know. I'm just giving like an example to show. I'm not to show that there is a difference. Like it could be completely.
I mean, and then animals also attack or not attack based on their perception, right? They perceive you as a threat, whether you've done any harm in the past or not. If something about you gives an impression or they perceive it as a threat, then they try to attack you in an act of self-defense. So it's all perception.
I think it's the same with people as well, if you think about it. So yesterday I was talking to my company doctor, again if it's TMI, sorry. But he was also talking about like ego. And he said ego wants to do three things. Ego wants to first tell stories. So he keeps giving this example, it's really cute. He says like sometimes it's Black Friday and you buy this nice phone or something, and you tell the story that yeah, it was a good deal, it's the 600 GB whatever. I'm making some crazy examples. I'm not good with those things. uh, and you say, yeah, it was a goodbye. That is a story it tells.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And but the decision has already happened.
Mm.
It's sort of, yeah,
Mm.
you've
Mm.
already decided,
Mm.
you're just attaching a story.
Mm.
The second thing is it wants control.
Mm.
So for me, even one of the things is like I'm trying to see, hey, I could have done something better with what happened.
Mm.
Where did I fail? Because
Mm.
then I can correct it. I'm still trying to get some kind of control
Mm.
to actually prevent things, or I'm trying to do the PDCA basically, again, the quality mindset.
Mm.
Uh, so it's also about the control, like getting control. And the third one is it wants to grow.
Mm.
And all these three could be like really great, but all these three could also be really bad
Mm.
when it comes to relationships and decisions and those kind of things. But even the ego is a perception, in the sense that it is a I can't say thought. It is a perception. Like maybe the brain is here, right? And this is our entire body. The brain is just here, and we still think the kind of ego that is made up by our brain, uh, which in the form of thoughts and beliefs and values and things like that, that is you. It's not even considering the body and all the cells and the intelligence there is. It's just thinking about the brain. It's not even talking about the soul, but that's a completely different discussion. But we are not just the brain, we are not just the ego, we are more than that, physically also, spiritually also. But again, it's a perception, and it is a useful perception. It is what has helped us evolve. It is what has helped us collaborate. It is what has helped us have responsibility and things like that. But it's also what, how do you say, results in some bad things to happen. So one person can hurt the other, and that's also because there is that concept of other. But maybe actually you can think, how can I hurt myself? I can't hurt myself. Or if if the other person is hurt, I'm also hurt, because it's the same. Or even all that, if you think about it, it's a perception. It is everything that you see distinctly actually came from one particle, or call it whatever, that started with that big bang, right? Like there was one singularity, single thing, whatever that thing is. So it's really not different, it's all the same. So again, like these individual thingies, it's a perception. So you can also think about it like that. But also,
Yeah, I got an interesting
continue.
thought. So
Yeah, sure.
each one's ego wants to project a certain image that they want others to perceive.
Oh, really? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I want a friend of
Yes.
mine, of my friends, to have a particular image of me, then I'll project something and I expect them to perceive it in this manner.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
basically it.
That is the result that I want. So this is the work I need to do.
I know, or they should see me as this. This is what I want them to perceive me as this kind of person. And a project, that's it's all. Ego projects, and I want you to perceive it in this manner. In general life as well.
But that's a very difficult thing to do, right? To keep up that appearance.
Not if you're trained from a young age to do that. Then that's all you know, right? They keep up appearances. So if you're trained to do that right from your birth, then you do that effortlessly until you're dead, without even recognizing or realizing you're doing it.
Yeah.
So if you don't recognize, realize it, if it becomes just part of you, then you're just doing it effortlessly. So you don't see it as, oh, I need to put up with this, or I need to keep doing this. If you're used to doing it, then you just keep doing it, consciously or unconsciously.
I love what you said. Yeah, thank you. The opposite is also true. If from a young age you have always known things as black and white and would have stood against the black, but people play gray around it, then you want to do more of those things because you know that is also black. Does that make sense? Yeah, but it's all about perception indeed. Oh my god. What else? What else with God? God is also a perception, but do you want to take that? God.
God topic can be controversial. It's again.
It's a perception. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep thinking like the pride thing itself. Like I was always shocked to think why would somebody else care about who another person loves? Like what are they getting? Why would you want to stop somebody else's happiness? Like for me it's a I completely understand if somebody is doing something hurtful to another person which has an impact. That is wrong. Yeah. But everything else, how is it wrong? It's just a preference, or it's just a that's what gives this person happiness. Yeah, fine. It's some people like dessert, some people like namkeen, like the salty things or the crunchy things, or it's all different, and that's all okay. Maybe blue is my favorite color and green is your favorite color, and that's okay. So that's also perception should also include the inclusion of perceived things, choices.
So you can have your own. You can project your own image, or you expect somebody to perceive it, or you have your own perceptions.
Yeah.
But as long as you are not hurting or impacting anybody else in a negative manner or bringing harm, then
Yeah.
To each their own. Yeah.
Yeah, and to also respect everybody else's perception. But I have always felt it's very difficult to see people who are actually black and white, and that's for me my biggest challenge. It's I get very confused, irritated. But that's also other people's challenge with me because they don't understand why is this person talking black and white. So like normal people talk gray, but that's the problem. I'm not a normal person. And what was I trying to say? Yeah. So I think I lost track of my train.
I also got a bit distracted because you see a light dispersion happening like this. So it's a light dispersion, but then I took it to another level because I'm a huge Marvel fan. I saw it as a sacred timeline. And if I change some object in the physical reality, then the timeline will start dispersing into several timelines. So, I don't know. My mind that's a problem of watching too much Marvel movies.
But you gave a great example because it is about perception.
Yeah.
You are perceiving it as a timeline. I actually observed it few minutes back and got distracted as well. But for me, it is like divine guidance is coming. And somehow I was also feeling a rainbow hue to it. So
it has. That's why I said it's a dispersion of light. It has rainbow hue to it. You could say that it's the spiritual codes being downloaded. You could see it as that. So that's your perception.
Yeah. What is your perception about it? Put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. See what I'm curious to know. What other perceptions do people see?
Yeah. So I think that is also exactly what we were talking about, like different people's perception about somebody, something. Some topic could be completely different, and we just need to bring in that inclusion and respect, and not try to box everything and everybody in.
You want to know one more thing that I got distracted on, something crazy? In this episode on perception, you have that chameleon over there, and the chameleon is also keeps changing color to distort your perception. we didn't plan for all that. It's a complete accident, and it came into my thought because after explaining to this person, and I said, hey, there is a chameleon. Hey, chameleon changes color. Oh, that distorts your perception. So it's a funny coincidence that in this video a chameleon made it into the video. So yeah, to each their own. Have your own perceptions. Don't hurt anybody else.
Actually, I was also thinking this area of the house we haven't used it much, but maybe also because it was a colder weather season. But today, actually, we are using it and I'm loving it. To be honest, this camera is not doing fair because the view is much prettier and the grapevine has started growing, and the sun's rain, blue sky, white clouds, all that. It's beautiful. And there was a sudden perception that we were in Positano or some of those nice sunny air.
Oh, that's an even interesting
Like this was
perception.
Bougainville.
Yeah.
You know, I was seeing that in my mind, and I got reminded of the trip. And so it was like beautiful memories, beautiful sunny feeling. So there was this perception that I'm in some nice summer touristic place like Positano hashtag. Okay. Yeah. So that's also perception. So there's been a lot of perception coincidences today. What else? What are your perceptions about this episode called Perception? I'm curious.
And how do you perceive us two as people? Just for fun, you know, you can, yeah. It's fine.
Yes, maybe let's do that. So I think throughout these episodes, somehow or the other, you've also got to know us a little bit.
Yeah, you know the name of the episode is Random Rants, right? So you can put your random comments, thoughts, perceptions.
I like that.
Into the comments. It's all for fun.
And awareness, not just fun.
Yeah.
But also awareness, because there are a lot of good people out there in the world, or there are people who want to be good, aspiring to be good. And when I mean good, it's just that do whatever you want, just don't hurt other people. And if it is not intentional, do PDCA. But that's also a message to people like me. There is a limit, because sometimes you are just you, and that's also okay. Then you need to start embracing yourself, because there's no point dividing yourself into 1 million pieces, because even if you do that, people can only perceive you. They're never gonna know you.
They can only perceive you based on their personal ability as well. So there's a limit to their perception ability as well. You cannot expect them to completely 100% understand you or perceive the way you want, because they have their own limitations as well. That limitation could be their age, the circumstances, their society, their life experiences, there's n number of things you can name. So
absolutely, that too. So there is a limit to which we can also try to bridge some things. Then it's also about surrendering and accepting and going with the flow and not controlling. So that's also like ego needs to learn. Not making up those stories, because those stories are different perceptions. We need to give people that space or that benefit of doubt, so to say, because most of the time it's your perception of something. And that's all we can do.
Good one.
So that's it. Bye bye for now. Take care, and as always,
love and above.